But what I want to talk about next is I'm going to focus on the rocker assembly itself. We've got some different gaskets here. In this video I'm not going to be able to go into all the theory of the breather system, but it's very crucial that we do a couple things right as we assemble this. What we have here is we have an oil air mist that is coming through a breather cavity up into here. It's a last chance for the oil to separate and fall back down into the crankcase, and how that's done is through this middle rocker. What happens is the breather system comes through here, so I want to make sure this is seated in here. I don't know if you guys saw that. See how that back corner was up a little bit? Now the twin cam, they went to a lot better design. It's one of the things that's pretty cool about this. So I'm just setting this in place, and the only thing holding this down are simply 4 1/4-20 bolts in the middle. Is that very much real estate for that much clamping? No, so they're known to be kind of a problem. The other thing is, see how much play's in there? So when we go to assemble this, we want to get this nice and square on here. There should be another gasket right here that goes in the middle. No sealant, no anything. We're going to go ahead and put these down. Now this one's not fitting very well, so I'm probably going to grab a different one of those. Let's grab one out of that kit there. While he gets that, I'm going to talk about this breather system, okay? Where is the little disc? This is a crucial part of the breather system, and what we'll do, now that we know where that goes in place, is going to show you this breather pocket here. Do you see that little hole right there, guys? Yep. Okay, that's where the oil air mist, as it comes through here, we want this mist, the oil to be able to drain back down, back into this cavity. It's going to run back down over here, and then it's going to run down the engine block. Does that make sense? Yep. And that's why on the rear side you see it angles this way and it runs down. It's a pretty cool design. What happens here is that mist hits that, the umbrella knocks it, and I said catches the oil over here and it runs down. If you forget to put this in, do you think you're going to get oil into your intake? And absolutely, and we have to think about and look at, as you'll see, that the air then is going to go through this hole. It's going through a hole in the head. It goes out these bolts right here, and then it works its way back into the air cleaner. This is the newer EVO motor. The old one, if you remember, breathed through here, and then went through an external hose, and then went into the back of the air cleaner. So this uses hollow bolts on the air cleaner so that it can run basically the emissions back through the intake and not into the atmosphere. If we don't have this in, we're going to get a bunch of oil in there, soak the air filter, follow the spark plugs out. It's going to be a big problem. Here's where the problem comes. You can see this cover here. This cover is only works on the front. Look at the different shape here of this cover. You see the pockets on there, how they're shaped differently? Okay, but will this fit there? It'll fit in both sides. We did one of these not that long ago where somebody had just knew it fit in here. They took a look at it. They went ahead and put the breather valves over here, and all those bad complaints I talked about had to be addressed. And what happened was the customer, it was a brand new engine overhaul. That thing was smoking. It was a big problem. You think that customer is pretty nervous? I mean, he thought it was a broke ring or something else. Once we took it apart, all it was this breather valve was installed on the wrong side. So to install this, get this gasket out of the way. To install this, you can just take a pair of pliers here on the bottom if you have to, pop that through. You want to make sure that that's fully seated. You don't want this to actually be able to be pushed out the first time it's installed. Okay? Is everybody clear on that one? Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and go back in. You'll notice these get covered up now. Go ahead and put your gasket. Is that the new one on there? Okay. Yep. You got her? Pretty good there. Then what we have is a couple different things going on here. First off, it's common for these to be warped, and you want to take this and take all of these and put them on a piece of glass, and if they tip or rock real bad, there's no gasket in the world that's going to stop this from leaking. I know we talked about that in class, but since we're doing the video here, I want to make sure and bring that up. As I go ahead and put this in place, you're going to see that you're continually checking that gasket and making sure that there's no problems. Now, we're not very happy with that one either, are we? Let's go ahead and yank that one off, and we'll get another new one in. Go ahead and pull that out. It's just stretched with time. Got it. You grabbed it right the first way. Okay. Now, as I go together with this, one thing you're going to notice here on our washers, our gasket kit comes with new ones, is there's a little fiber washer here that's stuck to this valve cover. We take this apart, put it together, take it apart, so it's no big deal. You'd want to take a little screwdriver, prop those off, get all the old gasket material off, and that's another place so that you get sealant here. The other thing we want to do is look in the service manual and see if the service manual might call for a Loctite on here that would also act as another sealing agent, but I think they're mostly relying on the washer. As I put these in place, these are all the same height. These torque to that 90 to 120 inch-pounds as well. Here's what I really want to stress. I want to get these gaskets and the rockers to where you don't have it pinched out. You guys kind of saw how we were fighting that one wanting to jump out on us. What do you think is going to happen? Go ahead and tighten that down. It's going to sever it. So I'm going to take my fingers as possible as I can and get these all to line up good. Go ahead and stagger. That's good. He's got his clutch set, go across. He's got his clutch set there on one of the lowest ones. Okay? Alright, isn't that beautiful? Now we've got it nice and even, and we've got the least chance that that thing is going to have any problems. Well guys, do you have any questions about the assembly, the push rod adjustment, or any of that? Alright, that's going to finish this up for that. We'll reinstall our intake manifold, and this thing will be done and ready to go back on the bike after we do the other cylinder. That's it.